Do all black people think the same? Huh. Okay, Julie. Okay, Julie. Let's see what you got, gang. 34 minutes. Mhm. Oh, snap. Let me read, so I'm tripping. Hey, before we go in this, hey, how y'all boys doing, son? Hey, how you doing? I'm MotionMadeMar. Hey, son. Do all black men think the same? Me personally, I think black people think a little bit different. It depends, though. Depends on how you grow up. But let's see what they talking about. Yeah, I think Jubilee is scripted. Snap. But they fall on this spectrum.
I'm comfortable showing affection to other black men.
What?
When you come from the hood, you can't tell another black man what's up, or you can't, that head nod is beef. So like giving a head nod to another black man could start beef, could start something that, you know, could go automatically left. It's imperative that we, the new generation, the young generation, we embrace one another, because we as black men, we identify with the trauma that we've all encountered through our lives. And sadly, we are our biggest
This is how they
enemies.
gonna do it.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
I
I
see.
strongly agree we should show each other affection.
I actually disagree. The prompt was, do we feel comfortable? Like, do us individually feel comfortable showing that affection to black men? I move from strongly disagree to disagree, because I do feel comfortable with some black men showing affection, but there was an entirely different generation before me who was very hard on their black sons. My dad's generation was like, you got to be tough, you have to speak a certain way. So me coming into the picture, who's a lot more sentimental and affectionate, was completely shunned. My dad was like, your voice isn't deep enough, you're too skinny, you need to eat a burger. Growing up, that made me feel really uncomfortable with certain black men to show that type of affection. Whereas other people of different races, I was like, oh, I can be myself, because they don't care how deep my voice sounds, or
Okay,
they
I
don't care
see.
how much I look like, because they
Okay,
literally
I
don't
see.
care. When I think about my dad, I wish that I could think of this
Oh, snap.
loving, warm memory, but I don't really have the fondest memories
Oh, shit.
of him.
Should I answer the
I
question?
remember when
Look
I
at my
was
skin color,
playing
son.
basketball when I was 4, or baseball.
Let me
My
see.
dad
It's like in the middle for me. Cause like, yeah, I ain't lying. Nah, I disagree.
was like, oh my gosh, and I also look at the
Black
pictures
folks
when I
be
was young,
tripping.
and I would see
I
him like
can't lie.
hold
I
me in
can't
those
lie,
kind
bro.
of warm moments. I would say the shift of our dynamics changed
Dynamics.
when I started to really step into who I feel like I was called to be in life, and it didn't align with his vision. So he wanted me to go D1
Okay, I see.
basketball
I see
and
what
to
you're
be
doing.
this aggressive force. And when he saw
I
me
see what you're
stepping into
doing.
more of the artistic, being openly gay, I think that it kind of shifted his perspective. And at the end of the day, he's not a bad guy. Like, he's a wonderful human being. It doesn't change the fact that I love him, regardless.
If we're talking just purely like personally, I've been privileged to not have that experience. My family's really close knit. My dad's always shown me a lot of affection, and that's encouraged me to show that same type of affection. My cousins,
I know.
family, friends,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
very privileged in that regard. I mean, I'm open to
It's
getting
like
hugs,
that.
play with my dad's ears. I'm 38 years old. I still do that.
I
What?
wish I had that experience too, because I know what you're talking about. I'm like that. Like, I'm
Play with my
more
dad's
affectionate.
ears.
And my dad, when he gives people
Did
hugs,
I hear that
and
wrong?
a lot of other black men from the older generation, what they'll do is they'll be like,
Privileged in that regard. And I mean, I'm open to giving hugs. I like play with my dad's ears. I'm 38 years old. I still do that.
Grown ass
I
man.
wish I had that experience too, because I know what you're
I ain't
talking about.
mad.
I'm like that. Like, I'm very warm and huggy feely. And my dad, when he gives people hugs, or I've seen a lot of other black men from the older generation, what they'll do is they'll be like, just like, ow. And one of my cousins literally goes, ow, that like hurts.
So I am over here at strongly agree, because when I was being raised, my father made sure that he showed me affection. I remember there was a time where he kissed me. Another family member said, "You kiss your sons?" And he goes, "Yes, I do." And I hug them and I love them. So that is how I show them. And he goes, "Yes." A time where he kissed me. Another family member said, "You kiss your sons?" And he goes, "Yes, I do." And I hug them and I love them. So that is how I show them love. But of course, me being a little insecure growing up, I did not show affection at all. And when I had 2 kids of my own, I tried really hard to be able to get through that, to be able to show them affection, like as my dad showed me.
I wanted to speak to your point that you made. I think it's important to recognize that maybe a lot of us on this side also were raised under the same conditions of masculinity, meaning you don't say I love you, you don't give hugs, you don't embrace one another. You're supposed to know that I love you, right? But I think times have changed, and I'm a black father now, right? My daughter's 7 months old, like, thank y'all. And being a black father, it is our jobs, as you mentioned, to set the standard for what we want these future generations to, how do we want them to move, how we want them to react, and how we want them to engage with one another. I think times have changed where we can give one another a hug. We can, you know, say, hey, I love you, because life is short and we don't know when our last moment will be with our brother, our cousin, our neighbor. So it's important to pour into it, and I hope to see you slowly come more on this side one day.
Question, do you feel like most people watching this video will agree that times have changed and that most black men do feel like they can open up, or do you not agree?
I don't agree that everybody feels that way. I feel like it's a slow progression with anything. I'll give an example with my fraternity brothers. When I originally joined my fraternity 10 years ago, it was very masculine. What's up, bro? Like, you know what it is. But now we may get off the phone and say, like, I love you, brother.
Oh,
have a great day. You know, keep pushing. And so I would say we're not there 100%. But I see more and more. I love this visual of us getting closer to agreeing.
Even to add on to that, though, like, if I'm just thinking back to my dad's generation, who's like, he is significantly older, like, there has been a significant progression from that I've very, like, demonstratively seen, like, in terms of even his growth, like, over my experience with him, and knowing, like, stories that he told me about growing up and, like, his childhood, and, like, he had to be hardened in that way, because, like, I mean, literally growing up, he was chased by the KKK as a kid, and, like, he couldn't show that kind of, like, emotion, because that was weakness, and that was something that could, like, you know, endanger his safety and the safety of his family. But I do see people opening up more, like, opening up more overall than, like, that, you know, and so that's what makes me feel like progress might be slow, but there is progress, you know?
I just want to piggyback off what he said. It's up to us to break these generational curses and stuff. So I had a rough childhood. I really didn't have my father in my life. I don't know who he is. So, like, everything I learned, I had to learn on my own trial and error. Yeah, like, it's kind of hard for me to open up too far because my trust kind of messed up. My mom was murdered when I was 3, and I never knew who my father was. So my grandma took custody of me first, and then once I became a teenager, my aunt took custody of me. Seen a lot of things I probably shouldn't see at such a young age.
Okay.
Stuff that grown men couldn't even deal with. It was a lot. As I get older, you know, that it's okay to be able to open up and show love, you know, let people in.
Oh yeah, I just want to add, like, my testimony. Growing up, like, with my dad, that's probably, like, the most I've ever interacted with, like, a black man. Honestly, just, like, most people have in my life are, like, black women, and, like, as a child, I grew up as a girl, so I'm trans, if anyone didn't know that, hey. So he showed me, thank you, brother. So he showed me, like, a lot of affection because I was, like, his little girl, right? So, like, he would tell me I love you, I'll get kisses tucked in bed, like, just, like, princess treatment for real. I transitioned at 18, so, like, I started presenting like this, right? You know, I started sounding like this, I just looked like a man, and I did feel, like, a shift in how he treated me. Like, I realized that, like, okay, now we're really, like, masculinity to masculinity, like, it just felt different. Like, I didn't get as much I love you transitioning at such, like, not a young age, but during high school, I think that's, like, a really pivotal time in my life. And the biggest struggle I had to deal with was honestly, like, family. Feeling at home in my body is the easy part, like, this is fun, but just navigating family life, especially being a black person and navigating life with African parents and all that, that was the hardest part.
I have a question. So you mentioned that shift happened when you were transitioning.
Yeah.
Do you feel as though the shift was your dad now treating you as you wanted to be seen and as you walk through the world?
Yeah.
Or do you feel like there was maybe resentment or some untalked about, you know, feelings that went along there?
Maybe both. I think that, like, I mean, he came from Nigeria and he came to America, so I feel like he's adopted, like, the American mentality, all, like, the toxic masculinity, things like that. Like, just how he interacts with other men is maybe not as affectionate, so I can see where he gets that from. So now that he is, like, seeing me as a man, I get that too. So, like, I'd say both, yeah.
I allow myself to be soft sometimes.
Yes, this world it's not a place for soft people. If you want to run a business in today's economy, in today's industry, there's no room for soft people.
There's a spectrum, right? There's, like, soft, and there's, like, also where you have to be hard. There are times where I have to be blunt, and then there's times where I'm talking to my team, like, did you guys watch Family Matters and Blastoise and Pokemon? And then there's times where
Are you doing that on the clock? Huh? Are you doing that on the clock, or possibly there's a break?
I'm doing that on the clock, and it...
To your point, at what point are you soft?
Or not, and doors fly open for them. So there's a spectrum. It's not just being blunt all the time.
And I want to hop in right there to your point. At what point are you soft? So I think about, I'm soft when I get home, when I'm decompressed.
Yeah, of course.
Clothes off. My wife is there, my daughter's there. I'm not coming in like, you know, you need to do
I'm
this,
coming
this.
smoke a wood, kicking it, laid back. But when I get into that door, nothing is going past me. So being soft. Oh,
I ain't gonna lie, mother.
Soft in business.
I'm gonna keep it real. I ain't gonna lie, son. You cannot let yourself be soft, son. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it real. This is why you cannot let yourself be soft, son. Because, bro, you're gonna take one girl, son. One girl to take advantage of you, gang. Tell you, bro, you're gonna be hurt, son. OC hurt. Tell you. Because you're gonna be like, you're gonna be, you know, your whole cover gonna be down, son. And then that girl gonna come up out of nowhere. She gonna break the shield.
To do things for others that I wasn't even able to do for myself at the time. In that sense, I was being soft and I was being open and I wanted the best for everyone and everything. It was
I got a $1 coin.
To me. I mean, it cost me my
I should have told y'all that, bro.
So
Let me see how much that is. Let me see how much it's worth.
Nowhere but step on.
I just want to say, like, I agree with both of them, but speaking personally for myself, like, that's why I'm at somewhat agree. Like, I'm coming out of there where, you know, I strongly disagree to be soft, and now I'm, like, learning how to be soft, how to open up, you know, when to be hard, when not to be, you know what I'm saying? So really learning myself and who I am from within, like, what I stand for, what I believe in, and that's pretty much the foundation, and then I kind of, like, go off of that to, like, you know, open my wings and stuff. I know for a fact, like, I'm supposed to be a statistic. Like, with my upbringing and everything I went through, I wasn't supposed to live past 25. I was the first one to graduate in my family, and then I went to college. So, just, I don't know, just try to keep pushing the envelope, you know, in a different direction.
I find that, I mean, maybe this is just my definition of being soft, going through life with, like, respecting kindness and just like generosity, happiness.
Twin,
I
this is
find that
worth
when I'm being soft, I'm
$400,000.
much happier. The people around me are much happier. I have my third feature film that I've directed is about to come out, and I'm nice to the crew. I don't treat people disrespectfully, and doesn't mean that you don't hustle. Doesn't mean that you don't like try to go for every opportunity. So yeah, I felt very strongly about this prompt that you can easily navigate life as a black man being soft. I think that we need to actually normalize that way more.
No, that I can't let that. I mean, respectfully, but it's a privilege to be soft. When you come from what we come from, like to have parents that can provide where you're lacking. Yeah, I can.
Hey,
be a
Chad,
little soft.
look.
The definition of soft, like what you think soft is, may help better understand like the prompt itself. Like what is soft to you?
Being pushed, a pushover. Being soft. That
Oh,
means in
no.
this, like it's 2025. You're telling young black men to be soft. You're
That
pacifying
wasn't the
them.
prompt though.
That's what I'm getting. Like, yeah, you can get through life. You can be smooth. No, you can't.
Bro,
What
like,
you're saying?
I don't know, bro. Black people are racist, twin. Cause like they don't think like, all right, bro. Look, Pete, I'm about to say something crazy. Be ready. Be ready. Yes, you. Be ready, bro. We got black people. We got Mexican people. We got Caucasian people. We got Asian people. We got Indian people. We got multiple races, twin. Right? Why do we think us black people? Ain't lie, bro. Black people don't have it the hardest, twin. They don't have it the hardest, twin. I say, bro, you get mistreated or you get accused by the cops or whatever, twin. But at the same time, bro, it's cause nigga black people be doing stupid shit. Like, realistically, twin, do us black people as a community not see, it's not every black person, but some black people in the community be doing some stupid stuff, gang. Like, you be like, dang, like, he really black. He really just did that, bro. You feel me? So it's like, I don't blame other races for calling us, for not liking us, son. I don't. I don't blame them, bro. I really don't. Like, no cap. And I ain't lie, bro. I'm telling you, yeah. And then it's just like, no race should be soft, son. No Asian people should be soft. No Caucasian people should be soft. No Caribbean people should be soft. Nobody should be soft, twin. In 2025, currently 2025, nobody should be soft. Come on, gang. Lock in.
And I don't think that you have to compromise your masculinity in order to be soft. And softness is not for everyone. It's for my family, for my wife. Not every
Softness doesn't have to
I'm
do
sorry
with
if I said this
masculinity,
wrong or
though.
did it wrong. I believe you are beyond talented and you've done exactly what you need to do to get in the space and the field that you're in. But I think what I was speaking to is you are blessed enough to have a successful father that's there. Without that father there, the young black kid has to be strong.
I have a friend who came up from like way lower than I did. Like, I mean, he was struggling. He didn't have a father figure. Nothing. He's way more successful than I am right now. He has a family. He lives in a $1.7 million house. Like, he worked his way up there, and he is one of the softest people. He treats everyone with respect, kindness. He got there. Like, he's still like a very like masculine. Like,
That's not
person.
everyone, though.
And maybe our
It's one
differences are in
person.
what softness is, like our definitions of softness. But I feel like he is the definition of a soft black man, and he has reached these heights, and he is demonstrating that now
No,
for his
bro.
two young children. And that's the kind of person I want to be, and I feel like that is possible to do. I've seen it.
I have a strong male role model.
Disagree.
I'll start out. Yeah, I definitely do. My dad is an incredible role model. This is like one of the great privileges of my life. I was adopted.
Go play with his
into
ears,
an
gang.
Upper middle class family. My dad is one of the like top urologists in the country.
Oh, wow.
And he's like focused on. Thank you. Thank him. He's focused on.
Oops. My bad. Gotta search this up. Urologist. I think I spelled it wrong. A thorologist is a person who studies religious faith, practices, and beliefs, or who is knowledgeable in theology. Okay, I see.
prostate cancer specifically in black men. An incredible role model. I aspire to be as great as him one day. So
My dad, I feel like for me, he's so like inspirational that I also kind of feel like I'm not letting him down, but just like I got big shoes to fill because like he just got his PhD last week and we flew out to Georgia for that. Like he's taking care of me in all aspects, so like I can't ask for more to be honest. So I got my dad.
I'm totally shocked that I'm actually really happy that I'm the only one over here, unfortunately. I resonate with so much what you said. I was a child prodigy in basketball. I got a college tennis scholarship and hit up against Taylor Townsend, Donald Young. I have played classical music, I'm learning Italian, and I work for a great company. But the goalpost was always moved. That relationship with my dad and hearing those things or going to basketball tournaments and winning and being like, well, you didn't score enough for the team. Dad, we won. like I scored the most points. I got the most rebounds. The goalpost was always moved. And he was a D1 football player, and he did really well in life. But being the son of an athlete who also gives you the same name, the bar is a bit higher sometimes.
I would say I agree because much like you guys, my parents just worked hard, and I turned 26 this year, and this is the first year my father told me, I love you. I come from Ethiopia, right? Specifically, it's called Badia. And the Badia, the people of the Badia, they're so...
Like, he the realest one out of all of them, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Masculinity is something that's a part of their DNA. They don't put sugar in their coffee because it's too feminine. Anything sweet is feminine. So they drink coffee bare. So just imagine being able to vocalize I love you to your son. That's never been a thing. My father has loved me his whole life. He's worked 17-hour days for 26 years, so I'm pretty sure he loves me.
Yeah, he showed you.
You get what I'm saying? I would say I agree in that sense, but where I say I don't necessarily have a role model is in the sense of dealing with my emotions. Like nobody, like I'm 26 years old, and nobody ever taught me how to like deal with my emotions. So even to this day, I struggle with it. We're all just carrying it around, just walking around with it. It's crazy to me.
I want to piggyback off something he said. I just want to say this, and to everybody else who have a father, like at least he was there. Like I never had one since I was born, so like all of these things I had to learn on my own. From like the women in my family dealing with different men, you learn what you can while they're around, and then they gone. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a whole.
I do want to say one thing though to that. Like I hate that your father wasn't there, but sometimes I feel when people do bring up like the at least your father was there, it kind of diminishes the experience of the person who did go through it, and one is not higher than the other.
I get what you said. I didn't mean it that way, but I get what you're saying.
They're just two different walks.
I moved from strongly agree to somewhat agree because the question was, you know, you have a strong male role model. I feel like I didn't have an individual who was the role model, but I had to seek out who I had to look up to.
I see, my friend.
But when I was standing on strongly agree, although I do have a lot of positive male role models that I've found throughout high school all the way up into college and thereafter, my dad wasn't in my life because he was incarcerated. So he's always in and out of jail, and I had to kind of navigate manhood on my own. And my mom did what she did, but I think that it's important to realize that you need the dad in the household to teach a boy how to become a man.
So I feel with what you were saying about like, even though my dad gave me a lot of tools and he worked really hard and he instilled that within me, I feel like my 20s and up is like, you better figure it out. And like when you're in a state by yourself, nobody is coming for you. Like when you go to bed at night, nobody's coming for you. There's no one to call.
Feeling alone and not having someone to
Real
call is something I feel like a lot of younger black males experience. And my nephew, I am a role model for him, and I realized not having a father in my life, I now have to step up to the plate to be the role model for my family, for my wife, for my own child now, and that's setting the tone. So in college, I got up to like 360 pounds, and I've lost over 177 pounds actually. Yeah. So it's like I teach my family, my friends, my network how to be healthy mentally, physically, emotionally. So somebody who maybe knew me 10 years ago may not recognize me now, but I now
can't do this yet. You feel me, son? Like y'all know what I'm talking about.
And personally.
I've had the code switch both professionally and personally. Yes, facts. Agree. Everybody's agreeing on this one.
I've had to code switch professionally and personally.
Hey, Tom, what's up with this nigga? Dave, what's up with him, bro? He just the odd one out, son.
Professionally and personally. When I say I did that, I'm a thug, and
and it just doesn't work for me, and I figured I'd just rather be my authentic. That's why I'm in the somewhat disagree category, because I tried it, I'm really bad at it, and it just doesn't work for me, and I figured I'd just rather be my authentic self going into the rooms. If they like me, they like me. If they don't, I can't change that. But I agree with what you said. I work in corporate America, and I have not seen too many black men in my space, and there was a particular instance where I was in the office, I would go in a lot, and I'm usually pretty close with like the directors of the company, and a black guy was coming into the office. He's from Africa, I can't remember where, and he had his hair up in like kind of like a different hairstyle, whereas mine is short. And so one day I came to the office and I saw that he shaved his hair. And I went up to him and I said, why did you change your hairstyle? I liked what you had. And he goes, I saw how you would come in and how you would dress and what you would wear and how you were best friends with the directors of the company and how they interacted with you. And he said, I shaved my hair because I want to be in the spaces that you're in. So I agree with you, because I realize that like I'm working at these big companies and I can count on one hand how many times I've ever seen a black man literally either on my team, and I've been in the business for over 10 plus years.
And I want to speak to
Someone in my life had to talk with me about the
I understand that. So someone in my life had to talk with me about the police. Yo, did he just run? But that's real though. That's real.
Someone in my life had to talk with me.
I ain't gonna lie, if you haven't got that as a black person, look, it's always like this. Hey son. Look, close your eyes, bro. Imagine this your pops. Hey son. Look, listen. Before you go out, hey, remember. Or this could even be your mom. Hey son, look, remember. These officers don't give up about you. They don't. So, you dressing like all these other black people, and they gonna accuse you for if anything. You know? So don't try to draw attention to yourself. Don't go out all trying to be flashy and jump. Don't drive too fast. And if you ever get pulled over, just do what they tell you, son. Every time, son. Every time. Every time, folks.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, let me start that off, please. So this conversation is it's so important, right?
Let me see if anybody got my words. Got my
the
words.
police, the pigs. Now you're 16 years old. You have a permit. Your favorite rapper been saying the police. So now you get pulled over and you're dealing with a police officer for the first time. And this police officer has dealt with trauma. There's an officer who passed away last week at a traffic stop, so he's very tense. And now you're saying the police, you don't know how to deal with them. I'm not answering no questions. Can you get out of the car? No, I'm not getting out of the car. You gotta. I've seen so many of these videos, and the reason why I was so quick to jump on this because so many of our black mothers are in pain right now, will never recover because their children are dead because they didn't know how to handle themselves with police officers. And so it is important that we, as the older generation, we tell these young black men, regardless of how you feel about law enforcement, shut the f up and do as they tell you. So we, as the adults, we can.
I told y'all, bro. I told y'all.
But if you die, we can't replace.
I told y'all, twin.
No lawsuit's gonna pay for that. So yes, we have to teach the younger generation. Please
I told y'all, bro. I just got it right on the dot.
To provide for you.
So I would just want to add on to what you said, and I agree wholeheartedly. And my father, who grew up civil rights movement, Alabama, he had to sit down with me and my brother and had a real serious talk about, okay, so if you get pulled over by the police, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, take your ID and your insurance out already and have it ready. Do not necessarily stare them in the eye, but actually just make sure that they know that you're paying attention.
Make their job as easy as possible.
Right, and make it as easy as possible for them so you can just keep it moving. That's what he taught me, and I have a black son. And one time, he decides to go into a supermarket and take his backpack with him. I got a call. We have your son. He's been detained. Please come down and get him. When I got him, I had to say to you, listen, when you go into a store, you are not to carry a backpack with you. And he was like, why not? I said, because you're a black man. They are already looking at you when you walk in the store. And why would you have that backpack with you anyway? And of course, I was questioning him, and he's like, nothing. I'm like, okay, we're gonna talk about this when we get home.
He was trying to buck, twin. He was trying to steal.
Identify all these pre-conditioned steps before you even get in the car. Growing up in Watts, you of course know about police. You know what to say, what to do, where to go.
Nah.
But at the same time,
I think we know this is gonna go.
I didn't have the opportunity to have this in-depth talk with my mom, handing over your ID and insurance, and it shouldn't be that. But
wow, I was like, what you mean? And she was like, you look like an African, like I sit out there. I was like.
Just like circumstances. So
yeah, bro, you know how this gonna go.
To be doing the things that I
hey, look, bro. The conclusion is, twin. You know they talking a lot. You feel what I'm saying? But the conclusion is, bro. Us black people think the same, twin. We go through the same stuff. Some lives may be lost in certain black families, but we all go through the same situations, the same talks. You feel me, twin? The same type of racism. Bro, everybody goes through racism, son. It's like communities are separated in the fact of where we're around. So when I say that, I mean like black people are around black people, and white people are around white people, and we got Asian people around Asian people. So when you mix all these ethnic groups, right, you're gonna have a catastrophe, and the most likely catastrophic race would be a black person race, because they think black people are so aggressive, this and that. It's just because it is, bro. It's like they exaggerate a lot of stuff, bro. That's facts. I don't know, bro, but hey, end of story, bro. Love all races, twin. Love all races. There's nothing wrong with any race, twin. If you light skinned, twin, it's okay. If you dark as charcoal, twin, it's okay. Hey, bro, appreciate y'all. If y'all made it this far, bro, type 5, twin. Bro, my camera been messed up this whole time. Bro, there's no way. Y'all serious, gang?